this Little Bits of Christmas, I did a Jennifer technique. I think I've never seen it before, and it may be way more complicated than this project needs to be, but it worked for me. So I'm going to share how to do it. I arranged the petals to look just like the color photo, and I used a ton of steam, and I used heat and bond and put them on the background fabric. So you can see this is on a square piece of fabric. That's correct. That's how you're supposed to do it. You are going to do all the detail that's not on this outside edge, and that will make sense in just a second. So I'm going to do this detail, and then I'm going to switch over and I'm going to show you how I do the detail of one of the petals while I tell you a story. I'm doing the stem stitch right here. So we love to celebrate Christmas in our family, and every Christmas Eve, if you've watched us before during the Christmas season, we choose a country or a state to celebrate. And one year we did Mexico, and we did some really fun things. But one of the things we talked about was poinsettias, because poinsettias are kind of a special symbol of Christmas. So I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit of the story and then come back, and then you can just do straight stitches. You can do a fly stitch too, but then you've got kind of a tack down stitch in the middle of your stem stitch, which I don't love. So, okay. All right, can you see this is an outside stitch? So I wouldn't do any of the blanket stitching on that. So back to the story of the poinsettia, there is a legend that a little girl, and I may not say her name correctly, so I apologize if I don't, but her name is Pepita, and she wanted to give the baby Jesus a present. So she was so poor, she didn't have a lot of money, so she found the gift that was the best, that gift that she could find. And they were the most beautiful weeds that she could find along the roadside. And so she picked her weeds and went towards the baby Jesus. And when she went in to give the baby Jesus her gift, poinsettia flowers appeared where her weeds had once been. So it was a little Christmas miracle about the poinsettia. But poinsettias are native to Mexico and are used at Christmas time. I want to show you, I am on the tip here. I always usually end or secure that stitch on the tip, and then I come back and kind of start my blanket stitch again. So I'm coming around here, and we have a family here in Providence that owns greenhouses, and they grow poinsettias every year for our town, and they are absolutely beautiful. So we love poinsettias at Christmas, and I love the way they look too. They're just so beautiful. So here I come around, and then can you see I'm just ending. I'm not going to go around that tip because it's an outside edge. Then I'm going to come around here, and I'm going to end my stitch, and I've caught that green thread, but I just usually make a single stitch like that, and then come back through and pull it through the loop and tug. If I was doing this for real, I would have all my blanket stitches in all the inside edges, all of it, and all of my detail in the inside of the leaves. Then I just cut it out. Okay, now I have the front completely finished. And again, make sure you tidy up. You do not want to see any of that white showing through. I'm then going to take my poinsettia, and I'm just going to do, I'm going to use a Choco Blue pen and just trace around it. It doesn't really matter if you use a fancy pen. You can use whatever you want to do this part. And is what I'm doing is I'm forming the template. So can you see I've got my outline of my poinsettia really well defined. Now is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this out. So now guess what you've done? You've just created your back for your poinsettia. And it doesn't really matter if you're reversed or not because you're not using any heat and bond. So you can move your background to match. I'm thinking this is the right. All right, so you just kind of wiggle it until it's all matched perfect, and then I would pin it. And I should show you, you want to make sure like even the detail of these French knots or colonial knots is in the middle before you do this. So now you are going to go around the edge with corresponding thread. So you're going to come up in the background, just barely catching a few threads of the wool. Can you see I'm not really through the other side? You can't see it. And then I'm just going to start my blanket stitch. So here I go. And now I'm going to finish off the poinsettia all the way around with a blanket stitch. So I'm going to finish the outside edge with my little blanket stitches, and voila, you get a beautiful flower. So these are in the tinies, but I thought how pretty would they be as little ornaments too. You could make some extra ones for your tree and just put a cute thread and hang them from your Christmas tree. You could even do those truthfully with any of the little bits, but so fun and exciting. So I hope you love doing that, and I hope this little video helps you. It's just a great fun project to do for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.